Hello everyone, today I want to talk to you about my new album. Right there is the cover, it's also in the thumbnail of this video. I also want to talk to you about the future AI, which is something I've been thinking about. I have like a weird, crazy theory, you know. Now originally the album was kind of based on AI, but it's like a definition of AI that was like a few years ago when I wrote it. Like I remember seeing the AI movie and it was kind of based on that kind of AI where they had robots and, you know, they thought they were like Rosie the robot or whatever, and not kind of what our modern concept of AI is now. The album cover also here was created using AI. I basically took a bunch of different images I had the AI create, and I kind of edited them to make them look a little more like I wanted them to. Like the planet, I wanted a green planet, I wanted like a green glow. So essentially I kind of just took a planet that the AI made me and I made it more like my liking. Same thing with the spaceship. And I basically edited them, then I made a kind of collage together, and I kind of edited it a little bit more with some coloring just to make everything kind of work a little better. And it's the best I could do. I'm not really an artist, but you know, I think it's okay. So anyway, enough about that. We need to talk about the future of AI music here. So I don't know if you guys seen this, but I saw a video where it was like a Nirvana song written by AI and it sounded like Nirvana and all that stuff. And I was like, holy crap. You know, I don't know how true it is, but that's still kind of like, huh. And then I saw a video claiming that the latest new Noel Gallagher song was also written by AI. And I'm just like, huh. And even if those two things aren't true, I don't know if they are or not, squeaky chair, then they're going to be true in the future. Like this is something that's going to be happening soon. And I started thinking like, okay, someday a lot of the estates of these famous artists, whether it be hip hop or rock or whatever, you know, you got your Nirvana estate, you know, you got your Jimi Hendrix estate, your Beatles estate, whatever. They're just going to have these AIs just pumping out songs and new albums, and it's just going to be like kind of like the Marvel movies where you have like every year there's the new Beatles album that's been written by AI, and it's going to be to the point where like all the small superheroes or the small artists, there's not going to be really any space for them because it's all going to be the same regurgitated music artists, the big boys, you know, and it's going to be kind of like Marvel. And I think that's going to happen, and basically writing your own music, or a human writing music, is going to be kind of like a quaint kind of, oh wow, you did that yourself without a computer, that's nice, you know, why would you do that, you know? And I think eventually after that it's going to come back around to the point where people are going to get sick of hearing the new Nirvana song or whatever, the new Oasis song, and they're going to want to hear new music again, because everything kind of comes in cycles. But that's kind of my weird theory, that we're going to hit a point where it's just going to be, the radio is just going to be full of AI generated songs that have been licensed by the artist estate because they own the IP, and it's just going to be top 40 extravaganza. So if you're into like metal, you have the Metallica estate and the Slayer estate, whatever, if they have a state. And they're just going to be pumping out these new albums by AI. And I mean, it is what it is. But then I think, like everything, it's going to come back. And I think something similar happened with it's that piano, that little compact box piano, I think it's called, where it became so easy for someone to have a piano in their house that it was common in the early 1900s, squeaky chair, to have a piano, to know how to read music, and also to know how to play piano. And then basically now it doesn't take all this learning to be a musician, because now anyone can do it. But then some exceptional musicians kind of squeaked by, and then the cycle kind of repeated itself, and now, you know, barely anyone has a piano in their house. But then that might just be music's dying. I don't know. Weird times we live in. Anyway, back to the album, because I just wanted to kind of get that theory out there. And this is the second time I filmed it, so it probably came out way worse. Yeah, I don't know. I need to buy a new camera. I keep trying to go back to the GoPro. It keeps acting like it's fixed, and then right at the worst moment, it just... This one might have been the media mod, because before it died, the screen was glitching out on the media mod. And so I stopped it, but then it like... I was like at the end, And I'm like, oh, I have to just do the end and it'll be fine. And no, it only captured the first 4 minutes. And yeah. Anyway, so on to the album. So basically, I wrote it a few years ago, like I said. It was going to go together with a movie. I was like in a movie kick, and I'm like, oh, I should make a movie. But then, you know, anything with ambition, you go, oh, I can't do that. I can't make a movie in space. You know, I could maybe make a Clerks kind of movie if I tried really hard. I'm not really into trying very hard, but I can't do a movie in space. So essentially this album was going to be, the start of the movie and the start of the album were going to be the same. And then 2 of the crew split off and 2 of the crew stay. Basically what happens is it's the future. It's really deep into the future. Mankind is spread throughout the galaxy and other galaxies and kind of haven't kept track. So you have spaceships of people who go out and they kind of go to any kind of inhabitable planets, looking and kind of cataloging all the colonies they find or don't find. And so they're coming to this one planet and they, you know, they can see there's a colony on there. So they go on the planet and something happens and they have to do kind of like a crash landing. It's not too bad, but they need to fix the ship to get the heck out of there. So 2 of them go off and they go to see this colony so they can kind of catalog what they need to. And in the movie, which I don't know will ever be made, depending on how technology is in the future, maybe I'll have a holodeck to film into. Basically, they go and they find out it's a bunch of robot AI, or they're just robots. Like, I don't know, like they have artificial intelligence in them because they're like Rosie the Robot. AI is just such a catchword for everything, isn't it? Anyway, so they have artificial intelligence and they think they're like living beings. The colonists are nowhere to be found and this whole thing's run by them and they have this like kind of made up history. Obviously they came from whatever colonists landed there, but they don't believe that. They have their own history, their own like religions and everything. So essentially the crew that goes, the 2 that are there, there's 4 in the whole crew, they kind of discover what happened to the original colony, and the androids, I guess I'll call them androids, they don't like that. They're like, what the fuck, you're fucking up our history, this is our narrative here. So they basically destroy the evidence and tie up all the loose ends by trying to kill our 2 heroes. I should leave it there because it's like, it eventually ties back to the album and all that, but the album part is essentially it's the engineer and she's trying to fix the ship, and then the navigator who is very smitten and has always been smitten. I always have to throw a love story in. It's like stupid, I know, but whatever, it's me. And so it's her trying to fix the ship and him trying to be a smitten kitten or whatever, and their tragic end as well. So there you go. That's the story of the album. I hope you like that. I like AI. I think it's going to be fun. I know a lot of people hate AI, but I think we have to kind of get through it before we get to the other side, and then all the cream will rise to the top of humanity, and then everything will be better. If you're a subpar songwriter, it's not saying much because then anyone could write a subpar song with AI. Yeah, I'm starting the drums on the first song of the album called Blast Off. It's when they leave the planet Earth, and I'll keep you guys updated. I did get a new guitar for the recording and I will share that in the next video. So have a good one and I'll see you next time.